We're gonna check this out. Let's open this up real quick. Oh, new nose.
All right, guys, we are in my office and I'm working on my SolidWorks here. This is the model for the torsion housing hydraulic thing that we're working on here. I'll collapse this down. That's pretty much what we're making today. And I'll show you guys the rest of the model in future episodes of the whole system. But the hydraulic rams are going to attach here. We've got what's left here of the inner torsion housing, the original torsion housing, which is going to be press fit into this piece here. And then we're going to weld through these, do some rosette welds here. We're going to add these laser pieces, get this all welded together. And then let's put this back out. And then on here we've got bronze bushings and oil seals, grease fittings. And so this tube here is going to be riding on the bronze with the seal, keep all the dust and dirt out, and it should be pretty sweet. So let's get back in the shop and get this guy made. That gives you a really nice look here. Let me make it even more fancy looking. Oh yeah. Let's go make this into real life.
Alright, so what I just did there was I pushed too hard and I just popped the blade off. It happens. Alright, so we are going to make our cuts here. We decided that this thing is not going anywhere. I got this brace ready to go in, but I would rather wait to weld this in until I kind of have a few more things finalized. So we're going to just go ahead and cut this out and see what happens. Alright, well, I didn't get any of us cutting this off. I meant to. I thought I had the camera going, but this is what the inside of that torsion tube looks like. Not exactly what I thought. I thought that right at the end was where the splines were. I didn't think they were all the way in the middle, but so that reinforces kind of my plan for this. Anyways, so now let's go over here. So basically, this sucker is in here all like this, and now we're gonna rotate this with hydraulics. And that'll raise the bus up and down. But that tube's not even very thick. It's only like 1/8 inch thick. 2 mil probably. All right.
All right, it's time to cut this down. My original idea was to use this as like my bearing surface, put a bearing over this, like a sleeve bearing, and a bushing, if you will, and have it rotate like this. You know, in the bus, this would be like this, and then as the hydraulics arms on here would move this up and down to make the bus go up and down. But the bearings and the seals and everything, and then it would make it much larger. Just seemed kind of complicated. Would have worked, but anyways, I'm going to cut this down and I'm going to slip the torsion part into another piece of tubing that I have coming. So I'm going to get this prepped today, get this cut down, turned down, so that I can slip it into a piece of tubing. So let's do it. Alright, first cut done. Alright, in hindsight, I should have only cut one side. And while I still had the other side on there, I could have chucked this in the lathe. Damn it. I guess I could weld it back together real quick. And then I could have turned all of this on the lathe and then cut this off. That was stupid. So now I'm going to have a tough time holding this. I guess I could try to hold it from the inside, but so let's see what I can do here. But somehow I gotta turn this sucker down on the lathe now. Alright, so I welded a shaft on here. Let me show you. I turned it down in there so it fit in there real nice. Welded that on. And then I just ground off most of the nubs so there's not a lot of intermittent cutting. And now I'm going to take a pass through here. There's my parts. Been cut for me this morning. I just love being able to design shit and come here the next day and have it ready for me. It's so awesome. Yeah. Well, here's more of my stuff. A lot of fabbing to do. All right, guys, check it out. So all the laser cut parts are back from my guy Tim. So this is the rear hydraulic box, if you will. So the torsion bars are going through here. The hydraulic rams are going to be up like this, kind of pointed this way, so they're going to extend to lift the bus. The lines come through these holes. So as you can see from a design standpoint, guys, I have everything notched in the bottom plate. This is going to get a little kick up here to act as a skid plate. And then this assembly here is more for the ram mounts with these holes here. This all mounts in the middle. And this is a special thing here I'm not going to quite reveal yet. And then this is the arm assembly that pivots. This is the torsion holder that I'm working on. Torsion bar hole, that's going to go in there. And then I got all these little gussets that kind of notch in. And you can see, you know, everything kind of self-jigs together. And then this one's going to go on here. That one self-jigs on there. once I get the other tube, there's a bigger tube that's going to slip over this, and that'll all get welded together. So everything's self-jigs. This is the new transmission mount that mounts in the back of the tranny. Gonna go on to these guys, and then in between there, that'll be, it's hard to do this, hold the camera. That'll be mounted up like that, and then with the rubber bushing in between there on both sides, nice big mounts. This is the torsion raise frame reinforcement plates, and then this is all my scraps. So every time I go there to TNA Laser, I pick out some scraps that he's got laying around. Look at that, that's like a 1/2 inch steel. Bunch of little gusset pieces, so those are just scraps he's gonna just throw out to his scrap guy. So it's always nice as a fabricator to have like little extras like that for who knows what. But I'm actually working on the rocker panels right now. But I just wanted to show you guys that. I'm pretty excited to get this stuff, and I'll show you the 3D model and everything that's involved with this. But this is going to be raising the bus up and down probably 10 inches probably of raising in the rear, and probably only get about 5 in the front, but it'll be nice to be able to raise the rear way up, pulling in and out of places and stuff. All right, I just got my order in from McMaster-Carr. Got my dowel ring, got my seals, got my giant bronze bushing, my smaller tube, which this guy's gonna slide into. I'm gonna machine that down a little more. That'll slide into the middle of that. The bushings are going to go on the outside of that. And then this is the big one that I'm going to make my, that this bushing is actually going to go in. And then the seal is going to go on that. And then these are going to get welded into the torsion tube on the bus. So I got a lot of work ahead of me here. Oh, and those are my Zerk fittings. All right. Cool beans. My, what big shaft do you have? Alright, so there's my inner piece. And then I'm gonna drill a few holes in here to plug weld onto this. So I'm gonna turn this down a little more. We'll press fit this in. You can see that. So I'm gonna turn this down a little more so it'll press fit into here, and we'll be good to go. All right, so this will give you an idea of what's going on here. Is the torsion tubes. And then we got the inner piece here that's holding the torsions. This is gonna get slid onto there, and then I'm gonna rosette weld onto this to bind it all together. All right, I got my two parts, and there's really doesn't matter the orientation on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just press this sucker in. I did a little lead in on the lathe, cut it a little bit extra so it kind of start like that. Let's see what happens here. So far so good. All right, so there it is. So now ready to plug weld. I'll clean this up a little more. And then there's our torsion housing. I don't even know what you'd call that in there. But I got it evenly spaced on both sides. And it looks pretty good. So I'm just gonna try to keep it cool, put a couple nice plug welds in there, rosette welds. And we will have our new torsion housing. Ba-bam! You can actually see all this oil in here. That's actually what just came out of the bearing from the heat. So these are oil embedded bushings. All right. Alright, so I got these guys all turned on the outside. I checked my fit into the torsion housing, and now I just got to set up a boring bar and turn out the inside for the bearing and the seal. Boring bar action. All right, here are my bearings, and yes, there is a third one. I made this one last evening. I thought I was done, but I miscalculated. These bearings are going to get press fit in here, and this one, whoops, I took at that last cut I took in my rush to get finished, I took too much off. And so even the seal just like fits right in there and it doesn't even hold. So I decided to make another one. So I just spent the last 2 hours machining this one out. It's still hot. And but it's ready to go. So it's a little longer on the tail because I got a little extra, we cut a little more off of the torsion on that side. So I'll have a little extra wing going in there. This is the, with the splines, the torsion housing part, which all gets welded. So I'm gonna go press these in and get that welded and get the arms welded on. Oh yeah. Ba-bam. Alright, so I got all of my got all my pieces. This is guys ready to do the rosette welds, and then these are the arms that are going to get pressed down on this, and then these are little gusset pieces. So let's get it welded up. Alright, I'll just do that on the rest. Alright, here it is.